finish cleaning up the case and everything and put it back together, and hopefully I'll have a really nice ColecoVision. But just to show that it works, let's go ahead and turn it on. Hello everybody, it's been forever since I've actually done a video, and I decided today that I'll start working on my ColecoVision steering wheel. I got this last November, I believe it was, from eBay as part of a ColecoVision lot that came with a bunch of games, a Super Action controller, and of course the steering wheel. This is expansion module 2 for the ColecoVision, and it's my understanding it only works with one game, which would be Turbo. The Turbo arcade game I love. I haven't had an opportunity to actually try it on the ColecoVision yet, mostly because this steering wheel does have some problems that I need to fix. The first thing is the actual gas pedal itself, which has its own separate cable that plugs in down here. If you can tell, there's a bunch of tape wrapped around it, and the reason why is because there's a piece broken off here that prevents the steering wheel from, or prevents the gas pedal from separating. So I'm going to fix that today. I have a creative way that I'm going to actually do that. And then the other thing is that the steering wheel normally requires batteries. And this steering wheel, like the ColecoVision and the games it came with, has some water damage. So as you can probably tell, there's a lot of rust in there on both sides that I'm going to clean up. So we'll go ahead and get started on it, and I'll update you on the progress.
Okay, so I was obviously able to get the steering wheel to work, and I'm actually using it right now and playing Turbo. And I was surprised of how excellent of a conversion that this game really is. It's missing a couple things from the arcade version, namely the bigger sprites and a lot smoother scaling. But everything I remember from the arcade game's definitely in this. The environment changes every couple minutes, and the object is to get that bar at the top of the screen into the green area before time runs out. So here you see time runs out. It's going to count out the number of cars that I passed, and if you're in the green area, you'll get extended play. Some environments are harder than others. This one's particularly rough because you don't have much movement and you can't see the cars coming. And this is my favorite part, and the part that I remember most from the arcade game. An ambulance will come every once in a while and kind of block your path if you don't get out of the way. I thought it was a really unique way to mix up the gameplay. And of course, driving at night's always cool. And we're getting close to the end of the gameplay footage. When the car is wrecked, they go all over the place. But when the game finally ends, you get that awesome explosion right there. I thought that was great.
Okay, so that's the steering wheel and turbo for the ColecoVision. This is a pretty unique accessory. I mean, we see steering wheels pretty commonplace with the Gran Turismo and the Forza games now. But back then, you know, back in the early 80s, to have something like this was really, really cool. And it was unique that the ColecoVision actually used the original controller as the gear shifter, because as you play the game in Turbo, you have low and high speed just like you would with pole position. So pressing up puts you in low gear, and pressing down puts you in high gear. So that's really, really cool. The gas pedal, like I mentioned, I was going to fix. I just used a fresh screw. I broke off the piece that was already damaged inside, screwed in a new screw with a washer, and it works great. There's actually another screw hole that's under here. There's a piece of foam that somebody put in there, and that also needs to eventually get fixed because it's a little side wobbly. But other than that, it works perfect right now. And one other thing, in case you're wondering, you're either going full blast or not at all. This isn't like a variable gas pedal that if you were to press it slightly, you'll go slower, and if you press it harder, you go faster. You're either going full blast or not at all. So if you want a unique accessory for the ColecoVision, this is definitely one to pick up.